Hi to everyone. Today we have next amazing endocrine scientist meeting, and it is my pleasure to have here Aleksandra Buha Djordjevic from Belgrade, Serbia. Hi, Aleksandra.
Hi, Karina. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. So the first question would be, can you tell us in a few sentences who is Aleksandra Buha Djordjevic?
Okay, so Aleksandra Buha Djordjevic is a researcher and scientist and professor of toxicology from Faculty of Pharmacy, University of Belgrade. So I have a background in pharmacy. I hold a master in pharmacy. And after obtaining this master, I decided to work in the field of toxicology because I was very fascinated by the way that chemicals can affect our bodies. So I enrolled the PhD studies in toxicology at my faculty and finished these studies in 2016 and continued to work at the Faculty of Pharmacy as an assistant professor and now as an associate professor. I'm also very active in the research field of primarily endocrine disrupting chemicals. This is my field of expertise. And I'm a principal investigator of the DECODE-EXPO research group. This research group aims to decode exposome, which basically means that we want to figure out how environment, most importantly chemical agents, can affect our health, primarily endocrine health. And also, I am a member of many international working groups, such as, for example, Endocrine Disrupting Working Group of the European Society of endocrinology. And I'm also very actively involved in the promotion of the importance of environmental health in public health. So I have a couple of projects which deals with the education of general population in this field, and I'm very proud of these projects.
Great, congratulations. And also I can say that we had pleasure to meet you as an active speaker on the last ICE meeting that was in Zagreb last year.
Yeah, the pleasure was all mine. It was very wonderful to be there.
Thank you. And the next question would be, how did your journey in the research field begin? What would you say to the young endocrinologist?
So my journey in the research field began first with my insatiable curiosity. You know, even as a child, I was very fascinated by the complexity of the human body. So later on, of course, I enrolled Faculty of Pharmacy and then the PhD studies. And I think my journey in research basically began to take shape during my studies because I had the privilege to learn from really exceptional professors. So at the very beginning, my research field was toxicology of mixtures. This is something that I'm doing, that I'm still doing, but it was mainly concentrated on the systematic toxicology. So I was investigating the role of chemicals on the entire organism. And I, during my PhD studies, I performed a lot of experiments on experimental animals. And the most striking results that I obtained during my PhD experiments was actually the effect that the mixture had on the thyroid gland. So this was very interesting for me because I've noticed the cocktail effect. What does that mean? So I didn't get any type of effect on the thyroid gland when I administered single substances. But when I administered the mixtures, the effect was there. So we got something from nothing, which is very interesting. And this is something that was really fascinating at the time. And around the same time, there was this life-altering event for me. On my 13th birthday, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, and this hypothyroidism had no known cost. So this was very important for me at the time, and I started noticing that many of my girlfriends who were in their late 20s and their early 30s were facing the similar medical conditions. So this really sparked my profound curiosity regarding this issue. And to my dismay, I discovered that the prevalence of endocrine disrupting disorders, not only thyroid disorders, but also reproductive disorders, metabolic disorders, is steadily increasing worldwide. So therefore, I focused all my future efforts into the field of endocrine disrupting chemicals in hopes, of course, of making a meaningful impact on the public health.
Oh, great. This is really an area in medicine that will be the future, and I can say that it is something that it is not so touchable that we can say that we have it in everyday practice in our clinical endocrinology. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
a big help to us. And the first question would be, what were the biggest challenges you encountered during your career?
Yes, well, I think that this is something that is similar to everybody else who is a young professional in the science and also later on. So I would say that funding and resources, actually finding them, was something that was really challenging for me, especially in the beginning, because it can be extremely hard. You all know that science is nowadays more competitive than ever, and the limited funds are available. So without it, of course, we cannot perform the type of investigation we want to do. The other challenge I was faced with that is certainly worth mentioning is, I think, trying to find the work-life balance. This is something which is very important for all of us, of course, for our well-being at the first place. And those of you who are scientists know that working in science often requires long hours and intense dedication for the research. So achieving a healthy work-life balance is, for example, for me, something which is the most challenging thing, especially since I'm a woman. So I'm sure that lots of women can relate to this problem.
Yes, that's true. It's hard to combine everything and to be very, very good in private and business life.
Yes, yes. To have this balance.
Yes. And what are the biggest challenges you think that are facing the young professionals today?
Yeah, well, I would say that apart from these that I have already mentioned, young professionals in science are facing many additional challenges nowadays. Of course, these challenges can vary, and it's depend on the field of the study, geographical location, institutional support that they have. But I will mention, for example, the problem of finding the right job and finding the right career path. And I think this is extremely challenging for scientists in particular, because the scientific field is highly competitive, and there is an increasing number of highly qualified candidates who are applying for the same position. Plus, many young professionals face uncertainty about their career prospects and job stability. And also, we have to add the pressure to publish to this problem as well. And of course, all of us are encountering difficulties when we want to get our research published in some prestige journal. I will also mention the necessity of interdisciplinary approach. We all know that many contemporary scientific challenges really require interdisciplinary collaboration, and unfortunately, traditional academic structures might not always, facilitate such partnerships. So I think that this can also be challenging as well. So I would say that it is high time that institution and the scientific community as a whole become aware of these challenges and to work towards creating a more supportive environment, especially for young scientists.
Yes, that's true. And can you tell us something about the supervisor or mentorship? Because probably in our career it is their big role to have a nice future in a research area.
Yes, I would definitely say that I was blessed with my mentor. Unfortunately, she's not with us anymore, but she really provided me with so much knowledge and with so much opportunities, and I would be grateful to her forever. And nowadays, I have my PhD students, and I'm really trying to be as supportive as I can, and to enable them to be competitive, to be excellent, to be and at the same time to have this work-life balance, you know, because I think it's very important as well.
Yes, that's true. Thank you, Aleksandra. Thank you to have
Thank
you
you,
here.
Karina. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.